So if you're watching this video, you're probably trying to identify the best USB-C hub stand for your Mac Mini. And by the way, this is a Mac Mini M4, but this is a vertical stand that will allow you to be able to adapt your Mac Mini onto the stand, and it will give you additional ports to be able to connect any of your peripheral devices to it. So I'm gonna do a quick unboxing, and then I'm gonna show you how to connect this to your Mac Mini M4. So let's go ahead and get this unpackaged. Now we have the outer sleeve off. We can go ahead and open the box. And let's see what we have inside. As you can see here, we have the USB-C stand. In addition, we also have the tools necessary for installing the M.2 SSD. Then we have the instructions here. Let's give you a look at those instructions just in case you lose yours. So as you can see, there's not much to this USB-C hub. You have your attached USB-C cable that's going to be used to connect to your Mac Mini M4. And then you also have your tools that you're going to be able to utilize to install your M.2 SSD. So what I'm going to show you first is I'm going to show you how you'll go about installing the M.2 SSD in this USB-C hub. So we'll go ahead and get my tool out here. So you're going to take your screwdriver, and then basically what you're going to do, you see you have a screw here. And this is basically all the steps that you need to know right here. But what you're gonna do, you're gonna take that screwdriver and you're gonna basically turn that counterclockwise to loosen it up. Also, fun fact, this is a magnetic screwdriver that they provide, which is really nice. So it helps you to really take that screw out very easily. Anyways, aside from that, what you're gonna do is you're going to basically lean this over, and then this plate should fall off. As you can see here, there's some existing threads already in place for you to be able to install whichever M.2 of your choosing that you want to install. And then all you would need to do is simply insert your M.2 SSD in the slot right here, and then install your screw that's also provided in the kit on your M.2 SSD. I have a video that I will link up here that will show you how to install this on another USB-C hub that's very similar. So I'm not going to actually install the M.2 on this one, as I don't have one available at the moment. But what's also included is this little silicone padding that will be installed on the SSD once you install it onto the USB-C hub. And basically all you would do is you would peel off this backing, and then you would lay this flat on your M.2 SSD. And then once you do that, you would simply go back and install your cover. Make sure that you have your cover installed properly. You want to make sure that the instructions that you see here are on the outside and not towards the inside, on the outside. And then you're going to basically put that back in just like this, just slide it in place. And then you're going to take the screw that you took out and just put it back in. Again, that magnetic screwdriver makes it a lot easier to put that screw in and not lose it. So I'm going to tighten that up. Now I'm going to go ahead and show you how to connect this to your Mac Mini M4. As you can see here, I currently have my Mac Mini installed on a horizontal USB-C hub by Minisopuru. This USB-C hub is very nice as well. As you're aware, if you have a Mac Mini, you know how this power button can be a little bit of a nuisance to press, but Minisopuru has built in a relief here that allows you to easily press that power button when the Mac Mini is on this stand. But I'm gonna go ahead and take this hub off, disconnect it just like that, and now I'm going to install it on this USB-C hub. So to install this is very simple and straightforward. You basically just sit this down in place just like so, just like that. And then you're gonna take your USB-C cable and plug it into one of the USB-C ports that you see here. Just plug it into this top one that you see here. And now all you have to do is go and connect your power supply back to the device, and then any of your input cables like HDMI, USB-C, or the other USB-C port here. But one other thing I wanted to highlight on the USB-C hub itself is the additional ports that it gives you. As you can see here, you have an additional SD slot as well as a TF slot that you see there. And then you also have another USB-C port here. You have a USB-C type A port, two of those actually. And then if you flip it around, you have another USB type A port. Another cool feature that I really like about this hub is that you can put your phone up here and use it as a phone mount. As you can see there, you can put it horizontal or you can put it vertical, as you can see here. And then if you plug it in to your USB-C port, you can have this as a clock as well. So I really like the use of being able to have this additional holder here for your phone. Also keep in mind that you can change the orientation of this as well. You can flip it over like this, and then you have your ports on the top. You can flip it over this side, so that way you can hide some of this additional cable if you wanted to keep it more neat and tidy. You can plug it in like this. So you have a couple different options there. Now you can't rotate it around this way. That's why you have this. They have this relief here. You can only rotate it the ways I just showed you. You can rotate it this way, or this way. So really, depending on your setup is going to depend on how you want to orientate this. But for my setup, I want to leave it plugged just like this. And what I would say some of the benefits are for a vertical stand such as this one is it gives you a little bit more accessibility to your ports that you have on your side of your Mac Mini as well. They're a little bit easier to reach versus if you just had it on a horizontal mount like this. Because on a horizontal mount, I'll just show you, on a horizontal mount, if you have it like this, and let's just say that you have this pushed at the back of your setup, then you have to maneuver to or feel around to find the ports, and that makes it a little bit more difficult. And then even on this stand here, which I really do like, by the way, you have to feel around to find the ports that are on the bottom of the USB-C hub as well. With the vertical mount, it's more accessible. So like I mentioned before, if you have it like this, you can easily look over and see the USB-C ports that you have on the Mac Mini M4 itself. And then you can see all the additional ports that you have down here. Oh, and I did forget to mention, it does have an audio jack port as well for connecting speakers. So if you're oftentimes using different connections connected to the Mac Mini M4 itself, this vertical stand would make more sense for you versus a horizontal stand. And then you can also have accessibility right here on the front for these ports that you see here. And then you don't have any on the back that you see here, right? So that makes it a lot more accessible. The only additional port that you have is on the left-hand side, which is also still really accessible in this orientation, and then your audio jack port. So that's really one of the main benefits of this stand. And then depending on your setup, having this vertical orientation can look very aesthetically pleasing in the setup. So if you look at my setup here, if I have this in this orientation, it really looks aesthetically pleasing, especially if I slide it all the way back and I kind of manage this cable a little bit better. This is one thing that I wish would have been a little bit different. I wish this cable wasn't quite as long, but it's still not big of a deal. And what you could do is you could always, like I showed you before, you could rotate this around, and then you can move this cable and kind of route it behind the Mac Mini and the docking station, and then plug it up right here. So that way you kind of concealing that cable a little bit more. All in all, this vertical USB-C hub by Minisopuru is a really nice addition to the Mac Mini M4. And like I said, depending on your setup, you can really make the best use of this vertical orientation so that it looks aesthetically pleasing in your setup. And then also having that M.2 SSD inside gives me the additional storage as an extension on my Mac Mini M4. The storage that I have on this is the 256 gigabytes, and that is really, not enough memory for me to be able to utilize the device as I need to for video editing, for photos, music, anything that I want to add onto this. That M.2 SSD is going to give me the additional storage that I need. So with that being said, I hope this video was helpful. If you have any questions about the Minisopuru USB-C hub stand, please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.